Welcome back. This is lesson 6.1, Understand Percents. This lesson is part of Math 020 Pre-Algebra course taught at St. Louis Community College. This recording is made by Dr. Victoria Shearing. In lesson 6.1, we are going to cover three main objectives. Number one, we will define percents. Number two, we will convert percents to decimals. And number three, we will convert decimals to percents. So let's go ahead and get started. We do not have a formal definition of percents for this lesson. We're just going to say that percent is the name percent is derived from per 1 cent, means per 100. So percent represent a part of 100. It's not exactly a number because we can't really, it is a concept, but when we solve problems, we cannot use the percent and mix it up with other numbers. There is no such form of a number as percent. We either need to convert it to a decimal or a fraction. Less likely that we will be converting to a fraction, more likely that we will be converting our percent to a decimal. So again, just to emphasize, percent is more of a concept than the number. It shows us another way of showing a part of a whole, but it's specifically per 100. So unlike fractions, fractions could be, the denominator could be anything. For percents, the denominator is always the same, which is 100. So we are going to practice with converting from percents to fractions. All right. The percent is always over 100 when you convert it to fractions. So when you look at your 5%, you're going to use the numerical part in your numerator. I'm going to put 5 in your numerator, and you're going to put the 100 in the denominator. So we're only using 5 out of 100, which means 5%. Now, of course, with fractions, we already know we need to simplify. 5 goes into 100 20 times, so we have 1 over 20 for our simplified fraction. Okay. Now, when you have more than 100%, that means as a number or as a fraction, you will have improper fraction and you will probably have a mixed number. So again, the same rule, you take the numerical part before the percent sign, you take the numerical part and you put that in the numerator and you put it over 100. So you have 100 in your denominator. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to divide everything by, we're going to reduce everything by 50. All right, so 50 goes into 550 11 times and only twice into 100. So 11 over 2. And when we convert that to a mixed number, we'll have 5 and 1/2. An easy way to see if you're going to have a whole number for your percent when you convert it to a number or a fraction is for every 100 is a 1 whole. So here we had 550. So this 5 right here is our whole part. And then 50% is 1/2. All right, so that's your logical connection. Last one, 47%. You are going to put 47 on top, 100 on the bottom, and we are going to leave this answer as it is because we cannot reduce 47 and 100. There's nothing in common. All right, so that's our conceptual understanding of a percent. So to convert percent to a number, that rule actually applies to a decimal, not a fraction. What we did is we conceptually broke down what percent means, and now we're going to 99% of the time we will be converting percent to a decimal. Okay, so to convert each percent to a decimal, you are going to drop the percent sign, and move the decimal point twice to the left. So move decimal point 2 times to the left. All right, so it is equivalent of dividing by 100. All right, so when we have 15%, we're going to, so first I'm going to drop the percent sign. So I'm looking at 15. I'm going to put my imaginary decimal point after the 5, because it's a whole number, and move it twice. So now it is in front of the 1. So 15% equals 0.15. Some of you do not like to write zeros, so you can say 0.15. Just be very careful when you do your homework, because your homework program might expect that 0 to be put in. So both answers are correct. 2 ways of writing it, 0.15 or 0.15. Okay, so next problem, we need to write 4.02% as a decimal. So again, let's drop the percent sign. So only look at 4.02. We do have a decimal point. So we're going to take the decimal point and walk it to the left twice. So we're going to pass 4. We're going to create an empty space and put that decimal point in there in front of the 4 and an empty space, and we're going to fill that empty space with a 0. So the correct answer is 0 for the whole number, 0.402. Again, if you want to drop the leading 0, that is okay. I'm going to keep all the zeros. Okay, last one, we have 0.9. So I am looking at 0.9%. Walk my decimal point to the new place. So I have 0.009. All right. So that's how you convert percent to a decimal. Now we're going to go backwards and convert the number to a percent. So when you convert a number to a percent, you do the opposite what we just did. So you're going to look at the decimal point, locate the decimal point, and move it 2 times to the right. So move decimal point 2 times to the right. All right, so let's look at the next couple of examples. All right, so you have in part A, you have 0.19. We do have a decimal point here, so we're going to take this decimal point and move it twice. So 0.19, 0.19 is 19, and then drop your percent sign, 19%. Okay, because we're converting number to a percent, so we're going to attach that percent sign. In part B, take your decimal point, go twice. Now we do have an empty spot that we're going to fill with a 0. So 0.4 is 40%. Okay. So a couple of ways how we can do the C. All right. I can certainly go ahead and divide 13 by 50 if I want it to be painful. Or I can just basically double everything, multiply times 2. So I can do times 2 times 2. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get 100 on the bottom, because percent is always over 100. So I'll have 26 over 100. All right. And now it's really easy to see that 26 out of 100 is going to be 26%. You can also convert 26 divided by 100 is 0.26. And that's where you take your decimal point, walk it twice to the right, 26%. Either way will work. Here's your 26%. Okay. And then the last one, you have in part D, you have 0.006. We're going to convert that to a percent. So take the decimal point, walk it twice. We're still at a zero part, so this is 0.6% for that one. These are your answers to these problems. All right, let's move along. We have a couple of more to look at. So here we have 5.67. All right, so pretty easy. As long as we have the decimal point, all we do is walk it twice. So 5.67 gives you 567%, because 1 is 100%. So naturally, when you have 5, you have at least 500%. Next one is 2 3/5. All right, so we're going to leave 2 alone, and then 3 divided by 5 gives you 0.4. I'm sorry, 0.6. Not 0.4, it's 2 divided by 5 is 0.4. 0.6, 3 divided by 5 is 0.6. So the 2 3/5 is the same as 2.6. And now that I have a decimal number, I can actually convert it to a percent. So on a mixed number or a fraction, you're welcome to change it to either a mixed number to a decimal. So let me back that off. If you have a mixed number or a fraction, your first step will be to convert your mixed number or a fraction into a decimal number, and from decimal number you will convert to percent. Okay, so 2 3/5 is 2.6, and now I can take my decimal point, walk it over twice to the right. So 2 3/5 is 260%. And then we have the last one, 7/10. So again, 7 divided by 10 is going to be 0.7. Okay, 7/10 means 7 divided by 10, which will give you 0.7. And then 0.7, walk your decimal point twice, means 70%. Double check that we don't have anything for this section anymore. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next section.